You know, the design build process is becoming very, very popular this day and age. But it's not really very clean, a very clean process just yet. It's very, very important that if the design build process is going to be used, that the contractor and the architect operate together as if it were a partnership. There needs to be respect from both parties so that they can have a perfect result, void of defects, problems, cost overruns. They need to be able to come together to be able to make sure that the requirements from the client are met. But let me go back to that. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for the contractor and the design professional to be on the same page, almost as if they were partners. Never forget that. Well, you know, design build, if the architect and the contractor are on the same page, then they can minimize any kind of cost overruns. While the project is being designed, the contractor can contribute his opinion on the what are going to be the costs or the fees or the scheduling impacts that might take place. To have that input is so important. But at the same time, remember, a contractor's not a design professional, so he needs to respect the design parameters that the design professional is bringing, all with the sole purpose of being able to satisfy the client's needs. If you don't have a construction professional that is knowledgeable in their trade, this is going to be a disaster. At the same time, if you have an architect that does not understand construction practices, that's going to maybe a disaster too. That's why they need to operate as if it were a partnership. There are a lot of pitfalls. That's why, you know, we often say here at Development One that design build is better for infrastructure type projects. Smaller projects don't require too much design work, possibly more engineering, like designing, let's say, a parking structure or utilities or other systems within the building that do not require an intensive type of design work that's going to go back and forth. If the facility is design intense, meaning that the client has requirements that are not only engineering-wise complex, but also aesthetically complex, those disciplines need to come together. And, you know, if the contractor is not in support of that, well, then this is going to be a very difficult project all the way through. So if you have a design build team that's going to come together, it is very, very important to understand that if they're not working together, this project is going to be very, very difficult all the way through. Okay. On the flip side of that, a design build process, when the team is very cohesive, they can provide some benefits to the process. Everything from scheduling, the project can have less scheduling delays, less cost overruns, a plan that is buildable, a facility that is buildable, okay, and a happy client, of course.